Hey guys, it's D.Bowie here, and this is Winning Unwinnable Games number 2. I'm pretty sure the first edition of this video is like 1 year old, and here we are again. As you guys know, BSJ is coaching me every weekend, so I've been trying to play a lot of carry lately. In this game, we had a Necro jungle, and I had safe lane selected when suddenly someone picks Ursa. He didn't say anything, we were not fighting for lanes, he just randomly selected Ursa. I mean, I could have just picked carry anyways or jungle, but I was in a good mood and I decided to pick CM as last pick. So this guy actually goes on and picks Ursa as a 4th pick when we already had every lane selected. I'm not even sure if that was the best pick, but with 4 cores in my team, it seemed like an okay pick all of a sudden. The laning phase was a complete disaster. Ursa had no idea what he was doing. For instance, in this clip, Abaddon clearly just used shield, which means he should just keep chasing Abaddon, and he decided to go in afterwards, but I tried to keep my cool, and mainly I just got as many levels as possible. Even though Ursa had some clear mental issues, the lane was still favorable to him, so I was able to get some creeps and gold. With that gold, I got wards to assist his lane, but look how timely my ward was. I knew daytime was close, so I made sure to ward from a somewhat hidden location because I was about to be revealed. That ward spots a rotation, meaning that no one died there because of that. I also noted that Bane had wards, but since I wasn't as diligent with my clicking, this costed me a fortune in sentries. As you can see, Bane wards that area, but I was too afraid for my life and greedy with that creep's experience to actually care about it. Through the minimap, I saw Bane coming from our shrine later, and I had a gut feeling they warded there because they could spot Ursa farming ancients or going for Roshan. I didn't have too much time to think about that, since Raiden was feeling so strong they go for a dumb dive on our support / jungle Necrophos, and we get a good fight. Until Ursa kills himself again. My first sentry fails miserably, but I make sure to stack that camp and I buy another one. I was confident that a ward was around, and I got very apprehensive for Ursa randomly going for Roshan. I didn't actually cock the whole thing, but he didn't got the regen straight away. His smoke broke when he did it, and he kept going at it for whatever reason. At this point, I'm just seriously mad that I couldn't find the source of vision they had, but at least we get a kill. At this stage, my main focus is getting level 7 and finishing my Earth before I buy any extra sentries, since I lost 200 gold already. For some reason, 3 of my teammates decided to randomly chase an Abaddon that had ult with no catch potential, when you can see what happened when I decided to follow along. This is common knowledge, but do not follow dumb plays like this. As a CM, you have farm potential. I had no ult, I was low on mana, Bloodseeker was bot, and the best play would just get my tome and start warding the map with level 7 online. In the end, everyone died and we lost the tower. I go for another sentry in that place, and at this point I just give up, but this clearly shows how constantly clicking enemy supports for stuff like this can make all the difference in the world. This is 300 wasted gold and time, where I could be getting level 7 faster, ganking, pretty much anything. I just kept farming and being low-key. At this stage, with Ursa having no blink, Slark, no shadow blade, Necrophos pretty much useless, all we could do was farm. We had both ends of our jungle protected, and I was just praying that Radiant was not going to sneak in through their top shrine on us. Hopefully that didn't happen, but for some reason Necro and Bloodseeker tried to engage on Void here, and here is when the team morale was at its worst. As I came to assist, I already saw an arrow coming my way, so it was clear they had vision in that first cliff. After all, they took tier 1, and this is very normal. Going there to ward as my courier came is the biggest mistake supports could do. Instead, I warded that region the best I could, and already got another sentry. With that ward, which is not optimal, I was able to spot Bane going for the other cliff, and clearly I knew he was going to ward there. But it makes no sense to deward it now. I'm a lone support, I'm a fucking CM. They engage on Slark, so I try my best to take it down. From the angle I was, and with no vision, there's no way I would be able to help him without dying. And look at my positioning afterwards, very defensive. After all those wards there, the enemies did not left, at least I can't be sure. We can defend this tower with vision, but going for that other cliff is just crazy, so look where I ward. People either get greedy and try to ward there when they know there's already vision from the enemy team, or they just flat out not ward the ground and try to fight at night, under-leveled, under-farmed, and we know what happens in those cases. With that ward, we spot 2 heroes, and luckily, Slark finished his Shadow Blade. Bane gets denied, which is unfortunate, but that gives me another D ward, and pay attention how I don't ward there again. It's obvious that Radiant is still ahead, and warding there is just giving up my Observer ward after 1 minute. Just a few moments later, I spot Bane in that cliff, and look what happens. Well, since Slark was well positioned behind everyone, we take a great fight. And I dewarded location again. My team decided to push, and what do I do before we engage? I ward the area around the objective we want. This might sound simple, but it's so common to see people taking fights with no vision that it just boggles me. I also make sure to force shield with 1 spell and wait the purge to cast another one, and since I know there's no chrono available, crispy freezing field. Yes, I died, but it was a great trade, and we still have that ward to fight there again if we want to. With that ward from before, I spotted the double damage and sent Ursa on the way to Roshan. This is not something I do often, but with Ursa being greedy with his ult, I just decided to stay inside the pit. If you do that, having great vision around you is essential, especially if I'm running the other team, so I just warded River to spot an arrow or something of that sort. Luckily, kinda like our support Necro, Mirana was also farming a Midas instead of being active, guaranteeing this Roshan for my team. I warded the area my Necrophos was farming Ancients, and I TP top to defend. We had no vision though, so my TP was actually kinda bad. I should have TP way more into the trees, but I tried to scan the surroundings, and even though it didn't clip anyone, it was clear that people were around, so I just kept my cool. Radiant decided that they could end the game, even though we had Aegis, but little did they know that we were actually even in gold at this point. I got pretty unlucky since their ward was not in the obvious place, but this was a great morale boost and we just go rampant in the top lane. We take tier 1 and later, while I was bringing my items, another fight starts. This is a good one since Chrono was just spent, and again I use 1 skill at a time to not get both effects cancelled against the shield, and I also made sure to wait Abaddon's ult duration to commit Freezing Field. With charge spams, we just kept going, and since I brought wards to me while the first fight was happening, we easily detect Pugna under the tower. I also ward behind the tower since I have both Aetherlands and a range talent. And there's another thing that I love about this talent and item combination. You get a free Road of Aethos. The chrono is again underwhelming, and this is a crispy comeback. I don't feel like the rest of the game is too relevant, to be honest, so I'll leave you guys with that. Hope the insight was interesting, and make sure to follow me on Twitch to see more of these crispy games. As of always, Pugna is a platform that supports me ever since this channel was built pretty much. Those guys are awesome. They have a tool called Oracle. You should probably check it out. It's free. You just go into their website and you're gonna find everything there. It's gonna help you be a better player pretty much. Every Sunday I'm being coached by the God BSJ, one of the highest MMR carriers in North America. So make sure to subscribe to his stream, to my stream, and that's it guys. Hope you had a good time, and hopefully we're gonna get videos like this every single day. But I don't promise much, because it's Friday tomorrow.